Australia's agriculture sector, with its value-added industries, contributes about 12% to the country's GDP, or growth, or about $150 billion. And its needs are a very important election platform, or rather plank, especially for the big grain-growing regions like Queensland. Our Will Koulouris is on the ground right now and has more on the industry's concerns. Take a look.
No matter who is in power, there's one thing farmers can't control: the weather. While Australia saw record crops last season, and this planting season's gone well, it's still anyone's guess if farmers will be able to reap the rewards. And that's despite the surge in grain prices due to the war in Ukraine.
Like the market saying, hey, we're prepared to pay $150 per tonne more if you can give us the grain today. And our market's saying, well, actually, we can't give you the grain today. You know, what will you take for grain in 3 months' time, in 4 months' time, in 6 months' time? And so that's where that price benefit is being eroded back by that $100 per tonne.
The bottlenecks with trucking, rail and ports is something farmers are urging whichever party comes to power to fix. Meantime, farmers are also facing surging costs of everything from fertiliser to diesel, which has doubled in the last 12 months.
Growers are bearing the brunt of a lot of cost increases, and they're bearing it up front. So at the moment, they're sowing the crop. They've had some good opening rains, which is great, but there's a lot of risk in the season yet. We could have frost, we could have flood, we could have drought, we could have extreme heat or extreme cold, everything that could affect the crop as it's growing.
And that could impact how much importance farmers place on climate change policies from the various parties. There's now a growing urgency to adopt sustainable farming practices.
The weather we have in Australia, you know, we can go from droughts to flooding rains, you know, within a year as such. So the more water we can retain, and especially us being a dry land farm, the more water we can retain means we'll only need less in-crop rain to produce those crops.
But no matter how sustainable farming practices become, what can't endure is the severe lack of investment in infrastructure spending in those supply chains to get that grain out into the world. I'm Will Koulouris, CNBC Business News, Queensland.